working with some really huge pine cones. And then I have some puzzle pieces here and crafting sticks. More pine cones. And some canvas, some wood Rudolph reindeer, and a nice little display by Jerry with the giant pine cone trees. Hi, it's Cherie here. I have two things that we're going to make simple little crafts today. It should be a lot of fun. This is Rudolph out of a wood cut and some other accessories that I made him out of. And then we have a gingerbread person out of a crafting stick. So stick around, we're going to have some fun. Okay, here we have two kind of simple projects, and I started on them already so that way we could get right to the nitty-gritty of what needs to be done. Let's work on our Rudolph first. Now what I did on this one, I put a little red cotton ball, or it's a pom-pom, I'm not sure what you would call it. On the next one we're going to make together, I painted red, and then I took some glitter glue and I just put it over the red paint. So he has a little glittery nose. And then I have two eyeballs here. On this one I had painted black eyeballs. This one I'm going to try these Google eyes. That's what I call them, Google eyes. And not sure exactly where to place them. Something like that. So I'm going to get an idea. Take my pencil and kind of make a dot, a little dot of where I think the center of the Google eye should be. So I'm going to scoot this up, kind of look at it. I think that's about right. Now you can use craft glue or white glue, Elmer's, any kind of white glue. Or you can use a hot glue gun. But you have to be very careful with the bigger googly eyes because this backing, it kind of melts very easily. So what I've found, I'm going to do these one at a time. I found that I put a little bit of glue and kind of smear it on the item. Wait maybe 1 second and then put the Google eye down on it. So we're going to try this just to see how it works. See if this is going to work right. Because I did one Google eye and it was all smushed in the back. It didn't look right. I had to take it off. So here we go. I preheated my glue gun. And I'm just going to put it like that. It doesn't take a whole lot to hold on a Google eye. And instead of pushing it very hard, I'm just going to lightly tap it. I think that was my problem before too. I pushed it down on the hot glue and it was not happy at all. Let's try this spot over here. It does not have to be perfect. These are for fun. It's a cute little ornament that your grandchild can make, or you can make it, I don't know, with your kids or even other adults. They're just kind of a fun thing to make. So the next thing I need to do is make a mouth. And I took a little bit of, I used gloss paint because that's what I had. You can use any kind of paint or a paint marker. You could possibly even use a magic marker, a Sharpie, but it may soak out into the wood. So I lightly did this. You make sure you shake your paint, get it all shook up so it's mixed up really nice. And I'm gonna move this gingerbread person out of the way. I don't want to get black paint on any of this where I don't want it. Okay, I'm using a little brush that makes a nice point. I'm going to put a little bit on here, but I'm also going to take the edge of the paint bottle and just kind of smooth it out a little bit. You might want to take a pencil and just draw. I'm going to lay this down. You might want to draw just a straight line down from the nose. Like that, little line. That's to signify the front of his face, where the mouth, the lips come together on a reindeer. Put a little bit more paint. And I'm going to try to do this freehand. It's going to be very light, and it kind of skips over the wood because it's a grainy type wood. I don't even know what kind of wood it is. So here I'm going to, again, with my brush, just make his little mouth. Or actually it's the line between the lips above the mouth. There you go. And then I dip my brush in water so it doesn't get hard. Close up my paint. I don't want any accidents of knocking the paint over. Been there, done that. Now, what I did is when I wanted to make this little reindeer, I just kind of drew up a little sketch, and it already was pre-drilled with the hole in the center. So I had some of this white and red string, very Christmassy looking, looks like candy cane. And I'm going to use that to put through the hole to use for an ornament. This particular piece of wood, I went ahead and glued a magnet on back. So I could use it as a magnet or as an ornament. But I drew it up what I needed, and I wrote down some of the items that I needed to get and make sure that I had them all here. So when I'm working, I don't have to keep getting up and down, up and down. And this is one of my little index cards. I have another drawing on it too. And then I made a pattern. I actually made two patterns of reindeer antlers. Now this one I made, I didn't care for it as much. I thought it was too straight and stiff looking. So I redrew it, and I came up, see, I had to use an index card. I came up with this little antler, and I made it long enough I can glue it on the back of the magnet or ornament. And this is what it looks like. So when you cut out one, I drew it on the felt with a pencil. And let me get my felt here, I'll show you what it came out of. I got it online. It's just a simple piece of felt. This is very thin, so it's easy to cut. And I put my pattern down on the felt. There we go, like this. I drew around it with my pencil. And when I wanted the other antler, I flip it over because they're opposites. So that way it looks more natural. And I'm almost done cutting out the second antler. I wanted to save this for you. It's not real exciting work, so I went ahead and I cut most of it. It's hard to cut and talk at the same time, so I didn't want to mess it up. And you just use a little scissors. If you have a little scissors like this was from some dollar store somewhere, and they work great. The felt is very easy to cut, and you'll have a little bit of scrap left over. So what you can do is make sure that you lay them down Look at them. Actually, you can hold them up side, front to back. So one goes on this side. One goes on this side. And I am going to leave about, I don't know, that's about a 1/2 inch or something. And I'm going to put it about right in there. Somewhere in there. And glue it on the back. So you kind of have to adjust it, how far down you want it. I made mine down a little bit more so they don't bend over if they get moisture from the air. Uh-oh, one of my eyeballs fell off. We'll have to redo that one. That's okay. I'm going to use my glue gun. Put a blob of glue for the felt antler. And use my scissors to push it down. Like that. I'm going to go ahead and glue the other antler on while I'm on the back side. First I'm going to hold it up, make sure it looks. Always look at the front if you can. I have some extra little pieces of wood from the bark of this. It's really a neat wood cutout that I bought. I can't remember where I bought it from. Maybe it was Amazon or eBay. I don't remember. I'm going to make a little line right here. This is on the back. So that way when I put my glue and my antler down, I know exactly where I want to put it. I'm going to put it right in here. That way I will get the correct angle that I was happy with looking at from the front. And make sure when you push the antler down, you don't get the glue out on your finger, because that would hurt. There we go. Okay. Well, let's glue this little eyeball back on. See, I probably did not put enough glue on the wood. The wood is porous and it will soak the glue in. But I don't want to put hot glue directly on this eyeball because it will melt it. So here we go. We're going to put another little blob right where I had the other one. Smear it around a little. Wait 1 million, 2 million, 2 seconds. And there we go. And we'll lightly tap the eyeball down. Now it may not be perfect, but I think he's cute. So now we have this hole that's here. That was already there. I did not have a choice whether to have the hole there or not. So if I want to keep it as a magnet, I could tie a bow, such as this, which kind of makes it maybe a girly type Rudolph. We could do that. Or I can just go ahead and use one of my strings. I just put it through the hole. This is fun. And sometimes you can use a pin or a needle to help push it through. I need to twist it tighter so it'll go through. Don't knock off your antlers while you're doing this. I did that before with the other one. And I plan on making some more of these, so I may come up with a better way. If I had a needle, that would be easier. Okay, I am not having any luck. Here's a pin. I'm going to use a pin to kind of help push it through. Okay, well, I can't do that right this minute, so I'm going to stop the video and go get a needle. We have our two Rudolphs, which have two totally different looks. This one is an ornament. There's no magnet on the back. This one is an ornament with a magnet on the back. So if the holidays are over and you want to keep this on your fridge, it's kind of cute to put on the fridge. He's smiling about it. Well, I totally enjoyed this and I had fun. I hope you had fun. And be creative. You could do all sorts of things. You could use glitter paper on the antlers also. You could use maybe sticks. Go out in your yard and find a stick. I mean, there's just all kinds of things. I used wood cut that I ordered online, but you could use one of these spools like this. Make a bigger one and put a nose here. You could cut it out from cardboard or from, this is just a piece of watercolor paper. You could lay a circle on it and cut it out from that. Use your imagination and mainly have fun. Have lots of fun and have a blessed day.